Be going live in a minute. So we'll give people a chance to get into it. And oh my gosh. So I'm just really happy that you accepted 100%. I appreciate you doing this because I do understand you don't have to do this. So we have some people in. I want some more people to come in. Hello, how are you? If you have any questions throughout this interview, this conversation, not an interview, it's just a conversation that I'm going to have with Unique. And Unique is the alleged, can we say alleged or can we say mistress?
I mean, I don't even like the word mistress, but it is what it is. I understand. But I mean, y'all saw the receipt. Y'all got the proof. Call it what you want.
So this is Unique, and she was involved with Rocky Bivens. So we're going to talk to her about some other stuff that you may have not heard. We're going to talk to her about anything that she wants us to know. And we're also going to talk about what is she doing going forward. Because I think the healing process is what's really important. And you're a human. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody gets caught up. We just want to know how you're doing. Okay. So welcome to Millichun. This is Unique. Hello, Unique.
Hey, y'all. Hey, Millichun.
Hey, girl. I told Unique offline that I just really love to hear her talk. So I'm just so excited to hear everything that she has to say, however she says it. So I'm excited about that. But I think the first question that someone had was, why now? Like, why did you? I'm not going to be doing this the whole time. Why now? Why did you choose now to speak out about your whole situation? Because there are plenty of women who have going through this, and they don't say anything, even if they're with a high profile person. I don't consider Rocky to be that high profile, but
Yeah. Well, I'm sure those ladies who are being quiet, they're probably well taken care of. Is the reason why they decided to be quiet. My situation was a little different. I don't know which now you're talking about. You say why now? As in like
the first, the first time we even knew it was a Unique.
Okay. We got into it. I mean, we talk every day, so it could have happened at any moment, right? Any day. But it was coincidentally, it happened on that particular day that all of y'all saw it. I was at my breaking point, and we got into it. I was pregnant. I was emotional, and he pissed me off. I was like, "Fuck you!" Well, I don't know about can I say it? Well, so I mean, he told me something about during our argument. I was at my breaking point, and at that point, I've never asked him our whole relationship, like, what's up? When we get in this house, give me a date. I never did none of that. I was just patient with him. But at that time, going on my third pregnancy, I just was tired, and I just was like, all right, I need to ask him because I'm not doing another year, right? So I went to ask him, like, what's up? Like, when we gonna be able to do everything that how you said it was gonna be in the house and all of that? And he was just like, I'm not doing this right now and whatever. He was just kind of cocky, like never before. And he told me something about my feelings being fucked up, like I'm not about to satisfy your fucked up feelings or some shit like that. And that pissed me off. So I'm like, all my feelings have been into you all of these years, and now they fucked up, and I just lost it from there. And I was just
you just went online.
I don't give a damn, because at that point I knew I was done with him. I was like, I'm done. And like I said, I was emotional, pregnant, everything, and I was just at my breaking point. It could have happened at any day closer to that time, like within that month or whatever. It could have happened. It just coincidentally happened on that day when he told me my feelings was fucked up.
So you are done with Rocky as of
I don't have a place for him no more.
So let me go back to the pregnancy, because that was so confusing, right? You posted the ultrasound photo, right?
Yeah.
Then it was like you had come back and you said your phone was hacked.
And that's the thing too. I cleared that up with Tasha K, but I see a lot of people still, I don't know if they missed it or not. Let me ask you, can you hear me again?
Yeah.
I'm echoing back. I don't know.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, so I cleared that up with Tasha K, but what happened was, okay, once y'all found out everything, we still was meeting up because, you know, he was like, we gotta fix this, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? And so he was like, it's getting bad, it's all over, we gotta fix it. So we still was meeting up trying to figure out how to go forward. And he decided, say your page was hacked. He supposedly had put me with his, you know, PR. I found out that there wasn't even a PR team. You know, that's another story. But he put me with a so-called team and put together the whole situation. And so I didn't like it, but you know, at that time, during that day, I remember like all day he was hitting my phone. You know, like, where you at? What you doing? Did you read it? And you know, and so I'm like getting with my kids and moving around, and I'm already stressful, and I'm like, I ain't got time for this, you know, because I see that you're trying to save yourself. That's how I really felt, you know. But and I don't like lying. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, especially like a public. I'm like, I don't feel good about this, but I did it because he stayed on me and stayed on me. So I just posted it and then I prayed. To be honest, I was like, God, give me a sign I'm doing the right thing or whatever because I'm stressed out. And so that's how the hacking thing came about. You know what I'm saying? Like he told me to do that, and I provided the text messages showing when he sent it to me and told me read it, proofread it, and I sent it back. And I'm like, I don't even talk like this, like, you know. And so he sent it back with some corrections. It was just a whole lot of back and forth. And Tasha was like, you know, posted it.
They're saying your mic is echoing.
That's what I was telling you.
Yeah.
So how do I?
Do you have it on Wi-Fi?
Let me see. Yeah. You think that's the issue, the Wi-Fi?
No, it could be.
Because I don't think that would be the issue. Because let me see. I don't want to get disconnected.
Okay. Well, we'll just listen.
Or should I just lower? Let me see. If I talk to you, I'm still echoing.
I think that may be okay. We'll just listen carefully. So, okay. So you posted it. It said, okay, you posted the thing. You posted the ultrasound. Then you came back. You said it was hacked. And then you came back and said it was real.
So what happened was when I told you, when I did the hack post, I was praying and I'm like, God, give me a sign that I'm doing the right thing because I don't feel right about this. So the first time that y'all knew about, I got a ton of DMs from different women, right? And I'm like, hold up, you know, and it was showing receipts. And so I asked him about it. And he was just like, you think you're the only person getting this? You know, imagine what Tasha been getting for all these years. Like, that ain't nothing. You know, them girls be making up stuff. And, you know, they was in the middle of filming at that time. So he was basically saying that his sister-in-law was trying to catch him in cheating or something. And so he claimed that she created fake text to send to Tasha to kind of, you know, so that's what he told me. He was like, that's fake. And I'm like, no, this your number. These are girls like this, you know, receiving. And he was just like, that ain't nothing. So what happened is I brushed that off. I mean, it was still here, but I'm still trying to figure things out. I'm like, I don't know what to do. So what happened is when I prayed for a sign, one of my friends during this whole time, she kept hitting me up, but I wasn't answering for nobody because I just figured a lot of people wanted to be nosy, especially people I haven't heard from in a long time hitting me up. I didn't want to talk to nobody, so I was ignoring people's phone calls. But something told me to answer for her, and so I answered. And I haven't talked to her in a minute. I mean, maybe some months, something like that. But it's been a minute, you know, long enough. So I ended up answering for her, and the first thing she asked me, she was like, no hello or nothing. I was saying hello, and she was like, "Girl, you in love with this nigga?" And I was like, "Why you say that?" And she was like, "Cause that nigga ain't shit." And I'm like, "What you mean?" And she said, "He be in my DM." And I said, "Show me." I said, "I just need to see it to believe it." I said, "Show me." And so she showed me. And so I told her, I said, I'm about to send this to him, but I'm gonna block your name and everything out, you know, but I'm gonna send it. She said, I don't give a fuck. She said, you know who I am. You can show my name. And so I still blocked her name off, right? And I still sent it to him, and I texted him. I said, my own fucking friend, bro. That's what I sent him. And he tried to explain that his Instagram page was hacked because he tried to show me, you know how when you submit to Instagram to change your password, and they email you something about your password being changed. So he sent me something like that, I guess, to back up what he was saying, which I didn't believe it. And then that's when I saw that and I started thinking about all the other girls, and I just was like, you know what? After this nigga, it is what it is. I'm not going down for you. Got me out here looking stupid. People calling me this, people calling me delusional. So that's when I went and lit up everything with all the receipts, and that's what y'all saw.
Okay, so it was 5 years, right?
July 15th made 5 years.
Okay. So when you say you have people out here talking about you, making you look stupid, like, was there ever a moment before the 5 years, or when did you feel like that? Like, when he met you, did you know he was Rocky Bivens, Latasha Scott's husband? Like, did you know that going in it? And then if you did, why did you just continue on?
The very first time I met him, I didn't know who he was. My son did an audition. Him and Jazzy Faye had something going on, and I knew who Jazzy Faye was, and he had Rocky on side of him. I didn't know who Rocky was at the time. Rocky was interested in my son and me about modeling or whatever he was talking about. And so we ended up exchanging numbers. And then that's how I found out who he was. Now he told me it was all business. They got this look for y'all, the public, because people know who they are. I actually didn't even know that she had a husband. To be honest, I don't follow her or nothing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I follow Candy and Tiny, but I don't follow her. So, I didn't know. But once he told me what it was, we were friends first. We talked a little while, tried to do work together, whatever, and then. One thing led to another. To be honest, when I met him, I was, and it's no excuse to them, but this is just what it was. At the time I met him, I was on a spiritual journey. And if anybody who's ever been on a spiritual journey, you know that there's different phases to it.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the good, then you have the worst, you get a flashback of your past, you get, and I was in the ugly phase. And so I was vulnerable.
Right.
As well. I missed home, my family, everything. So we talked all the time, and he was like, "I'm gonna help you." You know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, "Who don't want help?" I was like, "Let me see what he's talking about." So we were friends first, and then one thing led to another. To be honest, and then he told me what it was. Like he was like, "They're not really together. Like they married on paper, but that's." That's because that's what y'all knew them as. So they have this image to the world. And I understand that in this business, a lot of couples are like that. That's just on paper. You know what I'm saying? So
one of the questions that someone wanted to know, there were just a couple of things, and some people in here too, but they wanted to know, like, have you ever had any interactions with Tasha? Have you ever talked to her? Did you ever... like, if he told you it was just a business situation, did you ever think about or ask him or try to have a conversation with her, the wife, to really know what's really going on?
No. To be honest, I'm gonna keep hearing my the echo. I don't know if is it bothering y'all?
It's not bothering me. I can hear you just fine. But
I wanna make sure this is right for you, but I'm hearing it, and I don't know if it's bothering y'all. But so no, I never had no interactions with her. And to be honest, the public. Okay. So this is the thing. I've been in the industry for years. I'm used to being around these type of people and all of that anyway. So it's nothing to me. But to y'all looking at it as Latasha, Escape, Rocky, whatever. Y'all looking at it like that, right? Every time I was with him, she never came to my mind, to be honest. He just felt like a dude that I met in a store or whatever. So when we was together, it was just, all I saw was him.
So y'all were just really out here walking around like an item, a couple. Oh, yeah. Like, because I know you said, y'all were in Vegas, y'all were here, y'all were there. Mm-hmm. So it never was something like, okay, you come in before me, I'm gonna come in after you.
No. No, we were out. I mean, holding hands, throughout the casino, everywhere. I met some people close to him, and he introduced me as baby or baby mama.
So when was the stopping point for you? Like, when did you say, okay, this is enough. This is enough for me?
When I when I got to my third pregnancy, like I explained before, and I was just, I was like, I'm not doing another year of this.
So, okay.
Things were adding up, and I was on my third pregnancy, and I mean, like I said, I've been trying to get out of the situation. I didn't know. This is the thing, when you're involved with somebody, because a lot of people ask too, how you couldn't leave, why you hung around that long, and I'm like, if you have never been mentally abused, you wouldn't understand. This is my first time being in a situation like this, so I didn't even know that I was in it until I got out of it. You understand? I knew when I was in it that things weren't right and that I deserved better, but because I was so deeply invested already and feelings were involved, like deep feelings, it's not easy to just walk away. Then, especially when you have somebody telling you every time you about to leave, they're telling you they're gonna fade the black, or they try to use, that type of them games, that type of mind games. So I'm like, I don't want that on my conscience. Sometimes if something happen, I don't know, because when people use that, I don't take that lightly. Because some people be like, oh, they ain't gonna do nothing. I don't play with stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because you just never know. And then by me being with him for so many years, I've seen every side of him.
Right.
The good, the bad, and the ugly. So I just didn't, I just didn't want that on my conscience. So I hung in there. He had a way of making me feel sorry for him. And, I mean, I was already deeply invested to where it just was not that easy. Every year, I told myself, I'm going to give him a couple more months or one more year. It kept, and by the time you knew it, years been passed.
So what were you giving him a couple of more months for? Like, so you, at this point, he's married, you know what he's telling you is just on paper. So what were the couple of more months for?
Just us getting a house and him trying to build the money, like his own stuff to kind of, he told me that it wouldn't be right for me to not live a lifestyle how he set up for her. So he was trying to, build money, stack his money, his own stuff.
That 30, about Tamika, $30,000.
I don't know nothing about that. 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 But so that's really what it was. And I kept giving him chance after chance. He kept, because he was so convincing. He's passionate when he talks, and so
he is.
He was so convincing. You know what I'm saying? So I kept giving him chance after chance, and I kept saying, "All right, he got one more year. Like next year, I'm out." Like, and it just kept being like that until I finally just was like, "I'm not doing this anymore."
Well, I know, like, I don't know how many people were actually able to watch the TashaK.com live.com, but I watched it. And when you say that he was trying to get you set up in the house and all that kind of stuff, you said that you gave him money.
Yeah, a lot of people tripped on that too.
One of the questions is, how much did he give you? Like, did he give you money? Did he stack you up? But I was like, she said she gave him money.
Yeah, I know some people was tripped out about that, but
I was.
The thing is, I wasn't taking care of a nigga. Don't get it twisted. I ain't doing that, but sometimes like you need them, they need you sometimes, and that's just was one of those situations. When he said that every time he would try to take money out the account, it would alert his wife. And so she would go off on him. And so there was times when he was, out of town or stuck somewhere or whatever, he needed something. And I came through for him. It was like that. It wasn't me taking care of nobody. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't about to do that. But, we was in a relationship, and that's what it was. Like, I got your back. You got my back.
Has he reached out to you since all of this has been going on?
So in the beginning, the first round, I told you we were still meeting up. Until I just, put all the receipts out. Well, not all of them, but y'all know the ones that y'all started text messages and stuff. Now, he's reached out, but not as himself. So he you know, he a little old school because he used to ask me how to help him work with certain technology and shit like that. You know, he even asked me the first go around when all of this stuff came out. I got to show him how to delete Cash App and all because he was trying to cover his ass.
Gotcha.
So I knew that he wouldn't hip to how technology worked. So he hit me up from WhatsApp, pretending to be somebody else, but his name and his number still popped up. And it was
you said that.
Yeah, he was threats saying that he could hit somebody, you know, knock my head off, basically, or do something to me. You know, it was like a couple of text messages I was getting from him, but he was pretending to be somebody else. So he didn't know that your name and your number is popping up.
just not smart. Like,
Yeah.
This is crazy. So were y'all in it? Like, was he around your children? Like, did he stay nights with you? I mean, because these are things, like, because you were in a full-fledged relationship. It made it, the way you talk about it is, you know, she's on paper, I'm with you. So was your relationship like like a everyday relationship? How's your day? What we eating tonight? Are you ready for bed? Like, was it like that?
It wasn't, of course it wouldn't every night like that. You know what I'm saying? Because he still had the house with her, whatever. And, you know, he was just like, I'm not about to move in with a woman. And I'm the same way, like, nigga, you ain't about to come live on me either. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get a house together. So I never was tripping on that part. I understood that. But and I mean, come to find out now, he was just saying that playing his game. But at the time, you know, I was in agreement with that. Like, you ain't about to move in on me. Like, we'll get a house together. And you know what I'm saying? That's just what it was. But we have spent nights together. He, as far as my kids, he's met my middle son, because I told you that's the one who do music. He's the one you know, who auditioned, so he met him like that. But as far as like hanging out, how people think like being stepdad or whatever, I didn't allow none of that stuff because I was waiting for us to get our house. I was just like, I know me, I love hard. And I know if things don't work out, how your feelings get hurt.
Right.
And my kids have never saw me with another man outside of their father. So that was something new for me. So I wanted to make sure that everything was like set in stone before I like introduced them. I figured like, you know, we get our house and it was time to have that conversation. Now they knew about him, you know, because they saw us FaceTime on the phone all the time. And when I go out of town, I'm like, I'm going, you know, Rocky or whatever. They knew that. And I did have that conversation eventually with them because that's the conversation I think y'all heard when he was like, he's about to tell her. So I was like, well, oh shit, let me prepare my kids. You know what I'm saying? So I started a conversation with them.
Now that right there, that was my main question because that blew my mind. Like when he said on the when you had the voicemail, and that was very smart of you to get that because that was good. But when he said, you can follow me on my platforms, but you don't have to worry about that because I'm about to tell her about you. And then when he said, she know how I feel about you, so she gonna love you like I love you. I was like, what in the polyamorous situation is going on right now?
I didn't understand when he said that, but
you said, huh?
Yeah, he threw me with that one too. Because I mean, if you listen, I don't remember what part exactly, like how long y'all heard, but that was the part when I just kind of I paused because you know
you did pause.
It threw me because we have been talking about this for so long. Well, not me actually, him. And that's the thing. He has been talking about this. I've never brought it up to him. I was patient. The only time it came up, like I said, was right before y'all knew about all of this because I was just at my breaking point. But that's why it came out because it was so many years. And then he told me once they got done filming, he was done and we were going to have our own thing and we were going to be able to step out and let it be what it be. So
you talk about filming of this current show that just went on?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what happened was right after they got done filming, you know, Normally he let me know, like if he's flying, he automatically will send me his flight stuff to let me know what flight he on and all of that stuff. And so he called me and I was like, where you at? You know, and he was like, he's in LA. This was after they were done filming. I'm like, well, what you doing out there? And then he told me she was working on the album. So I'm like, hold up, I thought that you was done with all of this. You said you was done traveling, we was going, you know what I'm saying? So yep. I was just like, you keep adding stuff on your plate. You know what I'm saying, to her, which I ain't got a problem with it, but it's just at the point, like, we got to have a conversation now because I'm not doing another year. So it was like, what we doing? And so that's kind of was like my breaking point. And then y'all started seeing it build and, you know, and that's what y'all saw. But so yeah, he was just like, at that time, he was like, okay, after this show, like, I'm telling her. Because you know, he made a bag from the show. So he was just like, we're going to invest and we're going to flip. And you know, he's like, I'm done with this because even once the show aired, I don't know where everything is gonna
how it's
with everybody, you know, because he knew it was gonna be a mess filming it, but you know.
So so those who were not, I see you, Pastor Sylvia. She wants to know, why did you believe him? Like, why, like, and I think she said because he told you that it was just on paper. And the way he was moving with you,
he never was home, and you know, so it was easy to believe him because, like I said, this is my first time dealing with somebody with a mouthpiece such as his, and the mentality. So yeah, so he was very, very convincing. He talked with so much passion, and you know, he studied psychology, so I guess he used it on me. He's really, really good. He's really good, you know, and I got. That's just what it is. Like, I never imagined being in a situation like that. And like I said, I was in it and didn't even realize I was in it until I got out of it. It was just one of those things where I got.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna ask, do you have any regret? Like, I mean, I know you probably had great times with him or whatever, but it seems like with him, like, he was feeding you these empty promises and he got your emotions caught up. So I feel like you might be a little more hurt than you are mad about anything.
I'm more hurt than anything because anybody who really, really know me know that I'm loyal to the core. So I take like betrayal, like that type of thing. It does something to me, like, you know. So I'm not mad because I understand the world I live in and, you know, the different types of people. And he was being himself. And he saw that he was able to take advantage of somebody, and so he did. It's fucked up, but that's the reality of it, you know. So I can't be mad at people being themselves. You understand? I should have been more wiser. And like I said, I'm normally a strong-minded person, but for whatever reason, around that time when I first met him, I was like going through it. I was really going through it. I was in a dark place. And I wanted like a hug or something. To be honest, I missed home. I was actually thinking about moving back home, and he was the one telling me, "No, I got you." And so he just was there. But as far as regret, I believe things happen for a reason. I needed that.
Okay.
Because I've always been too nice to people, always there for people, giving more to people than I give myself. And so, you know, this taught me a lot. Like, it taught me, like, you gotta have self-love first, or you're gonna continue to attract, you know, broken people, because I do have a healing energy. Like, I'm a nurturer, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like I'm always attracting, you know, broken spirits, you know, and I sometimes you can't, I will overdo everything, over love, over give, over care, like, over everything. And that's what I did with him.
Now, I know, I know that one of the big things that was on your interview was what he had said about your family. And I think that pushed you really over the edge.
Yeah.
Because, like, when I think it was the Ricky Smiley morning show, because I couldn't, like, he talks in so many circles, right? So I couldn't keep up because when he kept saying Fed time, I was like, I mean, that's not a federal offense, what he's doing. Like, not what he's doing with Unique. It's not a federal offense. Like, what is going on? And then he kept trying to put Mr. Kelly in it. And I was like, yeah, that might be a federal offense. Yeah. But what's going on with Unique is not a federal offense. Like, what is he talking about? And then, so, was he talking about your family?
When y'all find out, y'all let me know, because I have no, being honest, I have no clue what he's talking about. Now, there was times in our relationship, he would always bring up the feds. So he got some dealings, and I ain't got nothing to do with those feds. Now, like I told y'all on my last interview with Tasha K, he does have all my information, my social, everything. People are like, well, he can't do much with your social, but I'm like, people could do some stuff with your social. So I'm gonna leave it there. So I don't know, but I have been monitoring my stuff. You know what I'm saying? But he kept saying that, and you gotta. I mean, I was like, who was you talking about? Who was you? Because you must be trying to plan something. You know, I mean, you got all my information, so I just been monitoring my stuff, but I don't know what he's talking about.
But okay, so when you said that, I was like, how in the world does he have her information like that? Not just her phone number, her address.
Because but in a relationship,
he could really do some damage. I mean, yes. I'll never get him anybody my social security number.
That's what I'm saying.
Not on purpose.
You know, that's when I was telling people, like, when people were saying, you know, I mean, everybody got their look on this relationship, or they keep saying side chick, whatever. But, you know, we was in a relationship. And so, you know, we did a lot together. And when I say like that, I got to fix my words because I know how people could take it. But when I say a lot, I mean like what lovers do, like who's in a real relationship, like, you know, sharing each other information. I mean, you know, because he was trying to set up accounts and get houses and all of this stuff we were trying to do. So, you know, I mean, he got all my information.
They said freeze your credit report.
Well, yeah, I did that. I did do that. And so I'm monitoring my stuff. So I'm just letting y'all know, you know, up front, he got all my information. I don't know nothing about that. What I have learned about him, you know, I've thought I've seen every side of him, the good, the bad, the ugly. But obviously we never been in this, you know, situation before. So I mean, I see he's dirty. Like he's gonna if he gotta survive and you gotta survive, he will step all over you to stay on top and make sure he breathe over water, like, and have your ass drowning. And I'm seeing it. So I think it was just one of those situations where he was just trying to take all attention off of him and just talking out his ass. Really, it didn't even make no sense.
and the people are saying that it had to be something else too that kept Unique there all this time. Like, what was really?
I know what they're talking about. Nah. Like I said, no. But you know what? You know,
she said no.
Nah. But you know, when you so deeply invested, sometimes you just put up with things. You know what I'm saying? And it was one of those things where, to be honest, I really was in love with him. So I was like, I'll deal with that, you know. But it was not that, you know, he just had my mind. Like,
you said
I felt like I was under a spell, y'all. When I tell y'all, it was weird because normally I'm not like that. He's not normally the type of dude that I would fall for.
Right.
You know, I like my dude swagged out like me. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like, you know, I don't know what happened. Well, I know what happened. Like I said, I was in a dark place. I was vulnerable, and I had nobody. He was there. But once I got in too deep, it was just I developed feelings, and then he just kind of messed with my mental.
So what are you like? Do you have any tools that you have set up for yourself at this time going forward because you can't fall back into something like this again.
No, to be honest, he made it so much worse on the next dude because he played such a good game that my trust issues are like if somebody coming forward and trying to, because I have a lot of guys that want to date me, and it's just hard for me to even believe anything they say because he plays such a good game. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like, you know, you got to really show me. You got to really do, you know, show me the actions. I need to see the actions before we do anything now. You know, versus before, I will always give you the benefit of the doubt because I didn't care who you was or what you had. I was going to be there for you because I'm like, we could build together. So I never was that type of woman. But now it's just like, when I look back and you look at all the years you invested, you want to look and see what you got to show for it. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like, now moving forward, it's just like, if this is not going to work, I need to at least have something to show for it because, you know, my time is invested and anybody got time for it, you know. So all the stuff that I went through with him, all this stuff he put me through, you know,
it'll take you a while to unravel it all.
Yeah, I mean, I wanna hate him, but I don't hate him. I just you know, I have no like, and I'm the type of person where my feelings switch off like a light switch. Once you really do me bad enough, I can treat you like I've never met you. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of where I'm at.
I get that.
Yeah. So when people ask me about being still in love, nah, I have no taste for him. Like when I really separated myself from him, I already decided like my tolerance level with him was very, very short at the time y'all found out. So I was already kind of, you know what I'm saying, at that point, you know, and so now seeing everything that he doing and how he acting, it's really I have a taste for him.
It's a big turnoff.
Yes.
Because that, like the way he's moving now, like we would probably be like, what is really wrong with Unique for still fooling with him? I mean, for real, like honestly, this is definitely your moment to just for real let it go, because even though you when you found out he was married, you continued on because of what he had said, but after he said what he said about you not having feelings in it and things like that, and then the way he's moving out here now, like you can't be involved with him.
I'm not, and I don't have no plans on it. Like I said, I look at him totally different now. And when I look at him now, I'll be like, what was I even thinking? You know, it's weird. Once your mentality change, your taste in people change. I mean, like I said, he wasn't my initial taste, but at that moment, you know, it is what it is. And then I did grow, like I fell deep in love with him. But coming out of it, you know, I went in my right mind space. So, you know, coming out of it, I could look and be like, what was I thinking? You know, how didn't I see this before? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because he has showed me certain things, but I was just too deeply invested in him to even pay attention to, you know, all the red flags, to be honest. You know, I mean, and then, you know, it was hard to leave too, because like I said, as far as the mental plan of my mental, he shut me down from the industry. He used to tell me things like about other people, like I make one phone call and I can stop everything, you know, that's going on with them. So, you know, I'm looking at it like I'm out here in Atlanta. He connected. I don't, you know, people, you know, blackball people in the industry. So I'm just in a space where I'm out here with my kids, trying to feed my kids. Is it worth it? Is it is? So that's like I spent so long trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And he'll pull on me. Let me go pull on me. It was like that back and forth.
You said that it was very when you were talking to Tasha, and I found it to be, I don't know if the word interesting, but it was very telling when you said that he would build you up and then tear you down and then build you back up.
Yeah, that was most of the relationship. So, you know, I could kind of I'm in a place where I can laugh about it in this moment talking to you. And like I said, I'm up and down because tomorrow I could be crying again.
Right.
And the thing is, what I do want people to understand too y'all don't know me, so y'all getting to know me, and y'all only going off of what y'all see, which
Right.
I can't get mad at that. So it's my job to, get y'all to know me, let y'all know me. So this ain't about no nigga. This ain't about it. I mean, I'm hurt how he betrayed me and used me, but it's what I sacrificed in all of this. It's what bothers me. Niggas coming. I don't have a problem getting a man. If I want to give it somebody tomorrow or tonight, I can call make a phone call. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So this is not about a dude. It's just about, what I sacrificed, and that's, you're talking about a baby. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
that mean a lot to me. Everybody who really know me know how much I love kids. It wasn't about me wanting to have his baby. At the end of the day, that still was a part of me. That was my baby. Whether who the daddy was or not, that was still a part of me. That was my baby. Right. So I feel like as a mother, I had a responsibility to keep my baby safe, whether the stage of it still was a growing, that was so that hurts me more than him. If I'm crying or I'm going through it, it's what I sacrificed and the things I went through in this. That's what it is. It's not about a man.
Right. Demetrius said, what was your thought on when Tasha said that they have an open marriage? Because that kind of came out of the blue for all of us. And I think I went back to when you played the recording. He said, Tasha's going to love you because she knows I love you. So what do you think about that?
Like I said, when he first told that to me, I didn't understand what that was, but I was just like, okay, about time, shit, tell us something. That's where my head was at, because I was like, I'm tired of, going through this, whatever we doing. So,
would you have been up for him having an open marriage? Would you have been, not saying that for you to be involved with her, I'm just saying, like, if she knew, like, if Tasha knew for real that he was really with you, you know what I'm saying? Would you still be around if it was just understood, I'm gonna be with you, would you have been open to that?
It's not worth it. It wouldn't have been worth it. It wouldn't have been worth it. But my thoughts on when I first heard that, it pissed me off, and this is why it pissed me off, is because the first time, like I said, the threats came, right? Mm-hmm. So it was just like, basically, shut up. That's what the threats were supposed to be, like, for me to shut up, basically. You keep talking, this is what's going to happen, right? So that's what happened. And so then when she goes to the radio station and she brought up my situation, like my baby situation, people are like, she didn't even say nothing, whatever. Like I said, I'm healing, so you don't know what people triggers are. So when I heard that, in my head, I'm like, okay, y'all just trying to make it like, y'all just trying to make me disappear as if I never existed, with all the things that I sacrificed for your ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't about to play me like this. So I'm already looking crazy. Now we about to look crazy together. And that's just what that was, So when he brought up that, it was like trying to dismiss me again. Not saying I want the attention or none of that. It's deeper than that. It's just like, you're not about to make like everything I went through was for nothing, or it never even happened. Like, you're talking about a whole baby situation. Right. That was real. So you're not about to make it like I never existed and what I went through never happened. And that's kind of how I looked at it. Like, Bill was just trying to cover up things to make it like, she was nothing, this was nothing, and so that hurt me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because he did say when he was at the Ricky Smiley Morning Show, he was like, it was so crazy, right? Because it's like he tells on himself when he's just talking. Because when he called you by your government name, I was like, he can't say he doesn't know this girl. I'm like, how could you sit here and say you don't know the girl and you calling her by her whole name?
So now that interview, I couldn't even sit through it, right? I didn't watch the whole thing, but of course people were sending me pieces of it. I guess people was reposting snippets and stuff. I still never watched the whole thing all the way through, because in the beginning, watching it, when I tell you a feeling came through me like I've never felt before.
Yeah,
I'm talking about federal. I probably would have caught a case that night if I would have watched the whole thing. It definitely would have been federal, because it was just like, wait, you don't know me? I'm delusional. I'm stalking you. And then you brought my family in this when I never even brought your family in none of this mix. I left it between me and you this whole time. And so now you're bringing other people in the mix. So now I gotta say something because you talked about my family. Now, if it was about me and I ain't said nothing, that's me. But you brought my family in this, so now I gotta say something.
Right.
Because they're gonna be looking at me sideways, and they didn't even have to tell me to say something. I was gonna say something regardless because you don't know them people. You know what I'm saying? You don't know them for you to be saying that. You know what I'm saying? You never met them. You don't know them. Now I met people from him, but he never met my people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that pissed me off, and so that's when I was just like, oh, he playing this type of game. So now it's time for me to go in my Barney bag and pull out some of my tricks for the kids. That's kind of what I did. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't appreciate that. And then, like you said, he said my name, which nobody knows my name. But see, what he did was he said that everything. Oh, well, I'm gonna go back to that. But he said that because he knows I'm such a private person, right? Just by be like, that's why a lot of people who know me saw this. They was kind of shocked because I'm a very private person. But it was about just dealing with him. But so he said my name, I guess, to make me feel some kind of way because I'm private. Right. If y'all look on my Instagram, my whole name is on my Instagram. I'm like, okay, my name is out. Okay, now let me just put my name up there so everybody know my name. Like that didn't bother me, right? What bothered me was you saying you didn't know me. But I know what he was doing. He was trying to poke at me and say, I'm gonna let people know her name. But you the one who changed your name for other reasons, because some stuff that you running from is why you changed your name. My name just was my entertainment name, Unique. It wasn't about me hiding my name. I went to school with people. People know my real name. Like it's not. That was no secret. It just never was out because it just was, it just wasn't out.
Now let me get to the entertainment part because this is my question. Girl, when you made that diss track.
Oh. People call it, well, I guess I'm saying people call it a diss track. I saw that. I'm like, it's not really a diss track, but I guess when you listen to it, I guess you could say it's a diss track. But it wasn't, it was just the first time when everything came out, I got so many DMs to do interviews. And I was just like, I'm not doing interviews because I didn't want to go to the extent of hurting him or none of that. We just kind of had a falling out, and I was just like, but what happened is they kept asking me questions. And I was just like, this is y'all entertainment, but this is my real life. Like, I'm really going through it right now. So I didn't want to talk or do interviews, any interviews. So what I did was I said, you know what? They keep wanting to know. They got questions. Just put it in a song. I'm creative. So just let it out. It'll be like therapy for me. So
it was hilarious. It was hilarious.
I put in how I felt, and everything is real life situations in the song. Is real life. Everything is real. Ain't nothing added in there. It's what happened. You know. And so I just did it, and so that pissed him off, of course. And that's when more threats came. At this time, I wasn't telling nobody. A lot of things was going on behind the scenes that y'all didn't even know. I got to my breaking point with that when I just got tired of it. Like, I'm like, you're not about to keep playing with me like this. And then when she went up to the radio station and just try to dismiss it, there's no baby. That pissed me off because I'm like, I'm over here really going through it. From all of what this nigga put me through, and now you up there telling her what to say when she wasn't even there to even be speaking on it. So that's just how I felt. So that's when I was like, you know what? It's time for me to talk. Now y'all want to play? We about to play. And I guess he didn't know I had all the receipts I had, And so
you had them.
So something told me too, because when we was going through the ups and downs, and him telling me stories about, I'm just listening. I'm going through it, but I still love him. Like, I didn't trust him, but I still loved him. Gotcha. Right? And then I told myself, I said, well, if I never have to use these receipts, I'll toss it, throw it away, delete, whatever, but just in case, I'm going to hold on to this. It ain't no different than a prenup. People get married, had a prenup in case their relationship go left, and they protect it. And that was my prenup. You know what I'm saying? Like, because after he switched up with my about my baby, I just didn't trust him. But again, the whole abortion situation, I couldn't tell nobody, of course, at that time. he was there. So even though he put me through all of that, he came back and was like, you know, I love you, right? We're going to have plenty of babies. Just give me some more time to get this house and all of this. So he was there. He was calling me all the time. We were seeing each other. I was vulnerable again, needed a shoulder to cry on. He was there. So we got closer. And that's how I ended up back with him after abortion, because I was really done with him at that point. But so when that happened, I was just recalling him after that, because I'm like, I don't trust him. What he's showing me, you know, especially once he told me that, he knew it, like he could take to the court and the judge or take my baby.
Yeah, because he said something about him and Tasha would take the baby.
So y'all know I'm not lying.
And then he said something about he couldn't. So he wanted to have babies with you, but then he said he couldn't have babies.
That's my whole point. So that's what I'm saying. So, and his interview happened after mine. My interview was already recorded.
Yeah, because he said it. He was like, I can't have no babies. And then when you said, he was like, Tasha, the reason Tasha got pregnant was because she said I was broke. So I decided to get her pregnant so she would be with my broke ass.
Well, that's what he told me. Now, I don't know how true that is.
So that's alleged. That's alleged. Yeah. That's alleged.
Allegedly, that's what he told me. And now I'm seeing that he's just a liar. I don't know what's true that he told me, but that is what he told me.
So Jewel has a question, and she wants to know, were there others? And if Jewel just coming in, I think Unique, you found out about other women.
I mean, a roster, like a lot of women. And that's what pissed me off too, because you put my health at risk.
And a roster?
It's a lot of women.
Like an average number. Could you give us one number?
I'm gonna say this from the looks of it. It looked like he was probably seeing like 2 or 3 women like every other day of the week or something, like, and rotating. Like it's a lot of women. It's a lot of women. Because some of the dates that were sent to me, like, so this what happened. The first go round, when some of the girls was coming out, some of the women was coming out, they have dates. Transactionals, text messages, like Cash App transactions, and then text messages meeting up. So I'm looking at the dates like they're very lengthy, and so I'm like going back, like, hold up, I was with you on this day. So how the hell was you with her on this day? So that means you saw her in the morning and saw me in the afternoon, and then had somebody else at night. Like it was like that, and that's what made me be like, he was
moving like that.
He was moving like that, and then I found out that he's never, from the looks of it, I'm gonna say that. I guess we gotta say allegedly with all of this stuff.
Yeah,
but
allegedly.
From the looks of it, he's never been faithful since he's been married. So he's always had somebody else, And what he told me, so all this is allegedly, he never was attracted to his wife.
Yeah, we've heard that.
He told me that. I mean, but I think it's deeper than that, because even when you're not attracted to who you're with, you're not going to be with all of these different people. Like, you'll find somebody that you're attracted to and hold it down. Right. You're not going to be with all of these different people and nobody look alike. So it's deeper than that, And then when Tasha K, when I did the interview and y'all saw, and she told me about the guy, I was like, so not only
wait, let's get everybody prepared for that, because everybody was not in on that interview. So what Unique is talking about at this point, because Tasha asked her, well, Unique, do you ever think that Rocky has been with other men? And Unique said that she had got a call from a woman, but Tasha said she had got a call from a man, right? Okay, go.
Yeah. Somebody mentioned it to me. And of course, with everything I'm going through, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to. So I entertain that, right? I just kind of brushed that off. I ain't asked no questions. Right. I don't do none of that. I just was like, I ain't trying to hear that. Because I'm already thinking, like I'm already grossed out by just all the women. Right. Like, so I'm like, I ain't trying to hear that. So I brushed it off. So yeah, so when she brought it up, it was weird because I was not expecting her to say anything like that. Because I'm like, somebody else brought this to my attention. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't expecting it. So the whole time, her ass, she had that ready for me, and I didn't know at all, you know, that she was bringing it to my attention.
Right.
So, with the reaction that y'all saw was my real reaction. I really was stuck. I think, like
you were very like when she asked you the question. You was like, oh, you said that a lady had called you or whatever, right? But when she said it was a man, like you immediately, I saw your face, and I was like, oops. She don't know what to do right now.
I was stuck.
You were very stuck at that. Like I saw you at that moment. I could see that.
Yeah. So I was stuck, and then I kept asking her. I was like, "Are you sure?"
You did.
I was like, "You sure?" And because I just, you know, with everything else that I was going through, you know, I have nothing against, you know,
right.
Like it was just that it was everything I was going through. Like you thinking like I had to worry about all these women. I got to worry about men too. I was, you know, it was like one of those. You know what I'm saying? So, and then it was like everything I sacrificed for this man and all the lies. I went thinking back, like, damn, I really was like what was I thinking? Like he really had my mind. Like I haven't seen none of, you know, it was like that. So I kept asking. I was like, "Are you sure?" And you know, she showed me proof. I don't know, towards the end of the interview, if I don't know if y'all watched all the way to the end, but she started playing the voicemail from the other guy, and she let me listen to it. And the whole voicemail y'all didn't hear the whole thing because I guess to protect his identity,
right,
and all of that, she kind of cut it short for y'all. But you know, I asked questions.
But you heard all of it though, right?
Huh?
You heard all of it, right?
I heard it, and I confirmed it with her because I still was shocked.
Mm-hmm.
I even the next day I called her back, and I was like, "Are you sure?" Like that's how fucked up my mind was, right?
Right.
And she was like, "You know, yes, like look, it happens. Like you know, people go through shit. It happens. You know." I just like I said, all of this is new to me. I've never experienced a situation like this before. Like you know, having a relationship with a man that was married. Abortion was my first. I never thought I'd ever have to have an abortion. And then you find out that, you know, people were saying, well, you thought you were special. Yes, I did. I'm not about to even front with that. I did. I thought I was the only one. I did.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just saying, and then, you know, all the women, and then, you know, she showed me a man. And so then all of that, it was just like, you know,
it was a lot.
Yeah.
So, you're not the first person to go through this, and you won't be the last woman to go through this. And I'll just say, just me, Millichun, to you, I'm sorry that you had to endure that, because in your interviews, you know, like I don't know you, I don't know Rocky, God knows what's true. You know what I'm saying? But when I listen to you, like there's no fumbling with you at all. Like Rocky literally talks in circles and parallelograms, and I can't keep up.
Well, it's easier to tell the truth than a lie, and I'm a truthful person, and the reason why I'm truthful and I don't care how I'm looked at in the public, because I know me, and people who know me in real life know me. Right. So that's why that don't matter to me, and not just my faith is just as strong as God is going to show people who I really am, the people who don't know. So that's why I'm not tripping on none of that. And you know, to tell a lie, you got to remember the lie and keep following up. And anybody got time for that?
Because he definitely does not do a good job. There were two questions I think people had just come in. One question was, how long were you with him? You were with him for how long?
July 15 to make 5 years.
So almost 5 years. And what made you actually get up and leave? That was another question somebody had come in and asked. Like, what made you say that was it? I remember you saying it, but somebody asked.
Yeah, I was at my breaking point. Things went adding up. And I was in my third pregnancy. And I mean, I've been wanting to leave, but like I said, I just kept giving him chance after chance. He was messing with my mental, playing games with me in my mind. And once I was pregnant, I just was like, this is the third pregnancy. Like, what we doing? And we got into it. I didn't like how he was talking to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I was emotional too, you know. So I was just like, fuck it, I don't care no more. It is what it is. I'm not, you know, and you know, I was just done. I
So
came to my senses. God had me. I came to my senses during that time, like just to be done.
right. So I'm going to ask you this, and I'm just asking. So if you got pregnant 3 times for a married man, right? So the first time, okay, you messed around, okay, oops, or whatever, that ended in a miscarriage, correct?
The first time was the abortion that he forced me into.
So but if I mean, because you know that could happen. So would you have been okay? I mean, because hindsight 2020, it's good that you do not have a baby with Rocky.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, for real, for real. And
Yeah.
I know that I know if you lose a child, I've lost a child, so I understand how that is. But if you have been made to lose a child, I'm sure that is hard. You know what I'm saying? So, like, what did he say to you? Because I'm sure that would, because I think we would have known Rocky. Because if I had saw Rocky like before the first time you came out, I never would have known who he was ever.
Yeah.
So, because somebody even said like Rocky's not cute anyway. But she said she was in a dark place and she was very vulnerable, and he said he will help her. And it started out with music and her son. So
I mean, and when people get this, when people get your mind, nothing else matters from that. Like if they really know what they're doing and get in here, they don't need nothing else.
I think Tori, how they met because your son is in music.
Yeah, my middle son auditioned for him.
Mm-hmm.
And,
he auditioned for Rocky.
Well, him and Jazzy Faye, I told you. So it was Jazzy Faye and Rocky was with him, and so they was doing some little it was like a showcase or something. It was trying to help younger artists or whatever. So that's how we met.
Okay. So now you've come out once. You came out barrels blazing. Then you kind of died down a little bit, and then you came back again. What made you come back that second time?
Okay, so you're saying the first time?
Yeah, the first time you came out with the sonogram and all that, and then it seemed like you just got real quiet.
You talking about after the hack, and then when I came back with the receipts, when you talk about then I went quiet.
Yes.
So I told you I started getting threats once I did the I think it was after I did the Timeless Love video. I'm trying to think before that did anything happen, because I'm sure it did, but I'm trying to think what happened. But even if something happened before the Timeless Love, it wasn't enough to make me make no noise, but I knew something happened. But then once I did the Timeless Love, because like I said, people like me questions. So I'm like, put it in music. It was therapeutic for me. So I did that, and then that's when he got he did extra. He got real extra with the threats.
Okay.
And I was on edge about, he had me. I was like about to come straight out right after that video. But what did it for me with all the threats going on is when he went to that radio station. And then I was just like, I had enough. So I was like, this is it. You know, this is what it is. They want to play this. This is what we doing. And that's kind of, you know, because he kept putting her name in it too. And that's where, I don't know if when y'all saw the first interview and people were coming at me how you don't feel sorry for her, how you don't have, but I'm like, y'all don't know what I'm going through behind the scenes to even judge the situation. Mm-hmm. So what happened was he was making threats at me and kept saying it was him and her. We've been planning to destroy you. We taking you to court. So I'm gonna be like, well, why would I have feelings for somebody who's coming at me? If you don't like me, I don't like you. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was at with it when they initially asked me the first time, do you feel sorry? Hurting another woman being involved or his wife or whatever. And that's where my response came from. Because he kept adding her in the mix. So in my head, I'm like, okay, well, y'all coming at me, then F both of y'all. That's where my mind was at. You know what I'm saying? But now that I'm thinking, I don't know if he lied. I don't know, because I don't know her, but so I just don't know. But I'm looking at it well, whoever coming for me, I'm coming for y'all. That's what I, you know what I'm saying? That's where I was at with it, so at this point, at the end of the day, I know who I was dealing with. and I know the mind games that he played. So I just assume 28 years, that's probably where she had, because he had me where I would do anything for him. You know what I'm saying? Until I came to my senses. So I just took it as, you know, I can't even really be mad at her. You know what I'm saying? If he got her mind too, because I know what it's like, because I've been with him. So
right.
You know.
And I like what Lady T says right here. Like, it seems like you come off as a very genuine person. You're very, you know, and I hate this for you. I hate that happened.
I hate this for me too.
You know
I ask God all the time. I'm like, why me? I'm like, what I did? All I do is this is me for real life. Anybody, if I get people to vouch for me, like they would tell you, I give all day. Even when I don't have, I give my last, and you would not even know it's my last. I smile all day, and I could be going through the worst, but you would never know unless I tell you.
Are you a Virgo?
I'm a Leo.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, but you know, so it was weird for me to have gone through this, because I'm like, I'm a nurturer, I'm a lover, like, you know, I'm empathetic, like I feel for people in situations I've never even been in. So I was just like, why I have to go through this? But I, you know, sitting with myself in my own thoughts, and I thought once I found out who he really was and all the stuff he was doing, I thought that God saw me fit to take him down, because he needed to be stopped with what he was doing. That's all I could come up with, because God knew I'm not afraid, and I don't like bullies. And if anybody trying to back me in a corner, I'm gonna die fighting you. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like that, and that's who I am. I don't play that. Like, and even in school, I was popular in school, but I was the popular girl that got along with everybody. Like everybody, no matter what they look like or none of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And anybody bully people, I'm jumping in. Like, and so I guess God saw me fit. You know, he was out here wilding, and I don't know. I'm trying to make sense of it, because I was just like, God, this hurts. I'm like, this hurts.
Yeah. Know? Somebody, Tori said, did she take the threat seriously? She took them seriously, because that's why you had got a little quiet, right?
I took them seriously. I did do a report. I don't know that, because I feel like, you know, I shouldn't have to say that, but I mean, common sense, you know, like, and then I put it publicly for y'all to see. So it's documented in the public eye. So if anything was to happen, you know, the first place to go.
Right.
So I did that for my own protection. So yeah, I you know, but I'm also the type, like I said, I don't back down. I'm very cautious because I have kids, of course. But you're not gonna back me in a corner. When you try to do that, that's gonna bring out the bigger beast in me.
Right.
That don't quiet me. You know, and a lot of people I have seen, they're afraid of him. You know, he can come off, you know, intimidating and scary at times. And so he just didn't know. He never saw this happening, because I always was at his mercy, but we never got to this point where he see that I'm not the type that you want to back into a corner. I'm gonna fight you all the way to the end. And a lot of people, you know, he scares a lot of people, and I'm just not that type.
Has she spoken to any other? Oh, have you spoken to any of the other women who have claimed to have talked to him?
Yes, still to today. Since the first time out, and still to today, we check on each other, and yeah.
So y'all got a little surviving situation going.
I mean, you know,
going on.
It's, you know, because I mean, they knew him before I knew him, and then some of them met him while I was with him. So I mean, we all experienced some stuff that we can relate to, you know. So
y'all are like a little support group for each other.
Just not like that. It's not like a support. It's just like every blue moon.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll say like once a week we check in or something. It's not like we ain't that close, but
right.
We cheer each other on, we support each other, keep your head up type thing, you know, like you know.
Well, Unique, where are you right now? Like, as far as your mental, as far as you moving on, as far as you going forward, like, because we want you to go forward now.
Mm-hmm. I do
So
too.
where are you?
I'm in therapy.
Oh, good.
I never thought, not saying nothing was ever wrong with it, but I never saw myself, at this place, like where I am mentally, to where I would, accept therapy. And like I said, I have my days. I'm up and down. You'll never know what I'm going through unless I tell you. This is me. Like, I dress up, I'm smiling all day, and I could be so fucked up in the inside, but you would not know, and that's just how I carry myself. I always kept my head up. So, but to be honest, I'm fucked up. Like, not over a man.
Right.
My baby situation. Like,
yeah, the abortion really just sent you.
The abortion, the reason why y'all hear me talk about the abortion more than the miscarriages, I loved all, my babies, no matter what stage they are. Because once you find out, I'm
you're a mother.
You know what I'm saying? And then I used to teach, so I love kids in general. Like, I love kids. But the abortion is because before I had the abortion, I was going to my doctor appointments, regularly. So they thought I was keeping the baby. And so I've had the ultrasound. I'm, going to my doctor's appointments, doing blood work and all of that. And so when I finally did the abortion, they did the last ultrasound. Now, mind you, like I said, I had ultrasounds, and I'm keeping my baby, right? Now, he stressed me out the entire time. I mean, I was dried up, pale, wasn't eating, feeling horrible. Like, I was really going through it. He just stressed me out, calling me all the time, just trying to make me go through with this. So I made an appointment the first time, didn't go through with it. I went there and I'm like, this ain't for me. That pissed him off. And that's what y'all heard. Actually, so the Timeless Love video, the original one had our phone conversation talking about our baby. So towards the end of it, when you hear me say, I want to keep my baby, that was an actual conversation. What happened is he reported it to YouTube, and YouTube got back to me and told me it was like a privacy violation or something. So what I did was I cut his voice out of it. So that was the actual conversation. That happened right after the first abortion appointment, and I didn't go, and then we got into it. And so then I made another appointment. And I was like, I'm done with him. I don't have nothing to do with him. Once I do this, I'm moving on. That's where my head was at.
Right.
And so going to that abortion appointment, now mind you, I already saw my baby already, and I'm thinking I'm keeping it. But then the girl, I think she knew I didn't want to be there.
Right.
So she asked me, I don't know how this go. Maybe the people who had abortions, they just do this on a regular. But I felt that she knew that I didn't want to be there. But she asked me, she was like, do you want to hear the heartbeat? Do you want to see the ultrasound? And me, in my head, I'm thinking, why would I just say no and just go straight to abortion, right? Just abort it. But then so I was just like, yes, I want to hear my baby heartbeat for the last time. I want to see it. So in my head, once it happened, I was like, what type of person do this?
Oh my God.
Right after hearing their baby's heartbeat. And so that's why I'm fucked up, and so
I
most
get
of the time I come from my abortion.
I get it. I get it.
And I'm about to get teary out right now. I'm talking about it, but
I know.
I just want people to understand this has nothing to do with a man. That got me like,
I get it 100%. Because at that moment, if you have never been a mother, or if this is your second or third or whatever, once you hear a heartbeat, that's your baby.
Yeah.
That's your person. And Nick, I'm sorry.
And so that's what makes me so mad with him, because of the sacrifice that I made. Even though he had me fucked up already in a fucked up space while I was pregnant. And so I did that, and then he was just like, I got you, what you did for me. Like, I got you. You and the boys gonna be taken care of. We're gonna have plenty of babies. Like, just wait till we get the house. So he's telling me this stuff, and I did it. And the whole time he was just lying. So it's just like what I sacrificed for you. And I don't care if anybody's saying that he was married. If you're not in a situation, you're not going to understand it, period. And that's just how I tell people, especially if you've never been mentally abused, emotionally abused, psychologically abused. You're not going to get it. You're not going to get it. And that's what I was going through even while I was pregnant. And like I said, I remember after it was done, I stayed in my bed, clinging to my sheets. It didn't hit me till probably I was going through emotions, but I had a moment to where I just I lost, and I'm like, I want my baby back. And I'm like, what have I done? And I just realized I can't get my baby back.
You always hear their heartbeat.
Well, I recorded it. That's the thing. She said, do you want to record it? And I'm like, yes. So I have my baby heartbeat recorded. I listen to it all the time.
Girl, really?
Yeah.
Oh, have you talked to your therapist about that? Because you might need to bring that up in your next session.
Nobody knows. I'm the first people that know that, but I be talking about it, and I don't know. I just felt it on my heart. It just came out, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. So when people think it's about a man, it has nothing to do with a man. People who know me know how much the love I have for kids, especially a kid of mine. It wasn't about having his baby. It was still my baby at the end of the day, no matter who the father was. And so, yeah, I have my baby heartbeat, and I listen to it all the time. I actually have a pendant with my baby ultrasound picture in it. I don't have it on tonight, but I normally wear it every day. Right. But so yeah, that's where my trauma comes from. It's not a man or nothing like that. Like, I'm fucked up behind it.
Well, people feel how they feel about extramarital affairs, and like you said, you don't know unless you're in it, right? Mm-hmm. I think now what I would like to know personally, I just want to know, what are you, and I've asked before, what are you doing to just heal yourself from this? I know it's going to take some time. It's going to take
what I'm doing with you, to be honest. Now I'm not just talking about it, but some people, like I said, depending on how I feel in my heart, when people reach out, I don't mind sharing my story, because I do feel like in my DMs, I have a lot of women who have been in similar situations, and they're asking me, how did you get out of it? Or, so I don't mind sharing my story, because I do feel like everybody have a story that somebody can relate to. And this just so happened to be mine. So this helps me talk about it. And there's times I don't want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But this helps me staying busy. Mm-hmm. Because if I sit and don't do nothing, there's too much time to think. And sometimes I don't want to think. And so just staying busy, to be honest. I stay busy.
So what keeps you busy? What do you do on a daily basis?
My kids, I work, and I just add more to my plate. And like now I'm working on a book. I'm working on my a skincare line.
Okay.
Working on my hot body clothing line. I was rebranding that. That was already out. But I'm rebranding. So I'm just adding on my plate, just trying to stay busy. Anytime I feel like everything is done, I have nothing else to do in the day, I'm finding something else to do. It's just like, it don't feel right. No, I gotta find something. So I'm always doing something, just adding on my plate. My kids, I have all boys, so that's enough in itself. Like, my boys keep me on my feet too. And I mean, they're my best friends. So I talk to them about everything. They know everything that's going on. I don't hold nothing from them.
Okay. So how old are they?
17, 16, and soon to be 14.
Okay, so they are of age to know what's going on on the internet, on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, so they know.
I had to tell them everything. Because initially I had to tell them everything, because Rocky was threatening to leak nudes of me or private videos. So I had to have the conversation with my kids because they're in high school, and kids talk. I was all over TikTok. I was everywhere. Like my niece, she was strolling on YouTube, and I popped up. So it was just like, hold up, I gotta have this conversation with my sons now because I don't want them to see something or their friends say something. I rather them hear it from me first. So it really initially came out when Rock threatened to leak some private videos of me, and so I had to have a conversation with them.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Well, at that point, I just was telling them everything. They asked about a baby. They was like, so you had a baby? Because I was pregnant and they didn't know I was pregnant. When I was sick, they just thought I kind of had a cold. I was just sick, because he was stressing me out and I didn't know exactly what I was doing at that time.
Right. So do your children have any backlash from, because kids can be cruel? Okay. No. Okay.
Thank God, no.
That's good. Well, I want you to hang back for a minute. We're gonna end it here. Unique, this has been enlightening and clearly a little therapeutic for you. But I really appreciate you accepting this conversation with me, and it has been enlightening. You know what I mean? And I wanted you. I didn't know what to say. Like I said, I didn't want it to be a repeat of everything else. But now that you say this, it kind of helps you to kind of go forward and get over it. I guess the more you say it and get it off of you, the better you feel about it.
Yeah, to an extent. I have my days when I don't want to talk about it, but I go off of how I'm feeling in that moment, and I do understand that everything happened for a reason. And your story is your testimony, and somebody else, you could be helping somebody else in the same situation.
That's right.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. So, but you learned a lesson.
Definitely.
You got questions that you will ask in your next relationship.
I ain't playing no games. I ain't playing no games.
So I just want to thank everybody, all 113 of you here, to listen to Monique and myself. Hopefully you've heard something that could change your mind about her, or if you don't, this is her life. This is what she's gone through. And
yeah, because the golden child cutting up. And the way I'm feeling right now, I'm gonna let you have that moment.
No, we're not gonna do that.
Yeah, I'm like,
yeah, but I mean, but you're gonna have people, everybody has an opinion. But this is with me, this is a very safe space, and I have no judgment for you. I just hate to see you go through that. You know what I mean? Because when you were in your interviews, I was like, she's really hurt. Regardless of the situation at hand, whatever you knew, what you didn't know, your heart got caught up into it, and you were hurt.
I was lied to about everything.
Yeah. I believe that part. I believe that. So thank you, Unique. I want you to hang back real quick, but thank you for being here. Thank everyone for being here. And tomorrow night, I will be talking with Tina, who went viral about Freaknik. And we'll be doing that at 5:00 Central, 6:00 Eastern. So we'll be right back here tomorrow night talking about Freaknik. The best time that I've ever had in my life. So thank you all. And I will talk to you all later. Hang back, Unique, and I'll talk to y'all soon. And share this video. It's your girl, Millichun, and I'm out. Bye.